Shalom, Yasharala. Shabbat Shalom, Yasharala.
Shabbat Shalom.
Welcome. My name is El Lapalal to my left.
Yakazakbola Hamatasa.
Be like Zion down here is in South Florida. On a Shabbat day, Shabbat evening, we come to get our praises to the Most High by Shamash Yahawashi for a successful week, a safe week, and thanks for gathering us together as a nation as we come together at Be like Zion down in South Florida as per the Most High's commandments. And today's topic we're going to go into is when Abraham met Yahawashi. Okay? Let's start off with Colossians 3, verse 17.
The book of Colossians, chapter 3, verse 17. And whatsoever ye do in word or deed, do all in the name of the Adonai Yahawashi, giving thanks to the power and the Father by him.
Right. Whatever you do in word or deed, in whatever is some the words coming out of your mouth or your actions that you take, make sure they are in accordance to the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments. They are all in conformity, in compliance to the ways and the words of the Most High. But show much to Yahawashi. And like I said, today's topic is going to be when Abraham met Yahawashi. Let's go to John, book of John, chapter 8, verse 52.
The book of John, chapter 8, verse 52. Book of John, chapter 8, verse 52. Then said the Jews unto him, Now we know that thou hast a devil. Abraham is dead, and the prophets, and thou sayest, If a man keep my saying, he shall never taste of death.
Right, that's what the Pharisees were saying, the Yahawashi. Now we know that you have a devil. Now we know we got spirits in you, demons in you. Abraham is dead, and the prophets. And thou sayest, if a man keep my saying, he shall never taste of death. So they were saying, these men kept the saying of the Most High, Abraham and the prophets, they kept the saying of the Most High, and they're dead. So how can you say that if we keep your saying, we shall never taste of death? Read on.
Then said the Jews unto him, Now we know that has a devil. Abraham is dead, and the prophets. Thou sayest, If a man keep my saying, he shall never taste of death. Art thou greater than our father Abraham, which is dead?
Which of course, Yahawashi wasn't actually talking about the literal physical death. He was talking about, coming to the knowledge of the truth, which will give you salvation, which even though you may have a physical death in the resurrection, that's going to be bring about eternal life, the salvation in the kingdom to come. Read verse 53 again.
Art thou greater than our father Abraham, which is dead?
Right. Are you greater than Abraham? Because Abraham kept the saying of the Most High, and he's dead. So what are you trying to say? You're greater than Abraham? Because they saw the Master Yahawashi not as a Messiah. They saw him as a regular Jew. Understand? Few of them secretly may have known that Yahawashi was indeed a Messiah, but as far as most of them were concerned, was just a regular Jew, a regular Israelite. So are you saying you're greater than our father Abraham, who kept the words and the sayings of the Most High? Read.
Which is dead, and the prophets are dead. Who makest thou thyself?
Who makest thou thyself? So who made you? Who are you? Who do you think you are? All right.
Yahawashi answered, If I honor myself, my honor is nothing. It is my Father that honoreth me, of whom ye say that he is your power.
Right. See, Yahawashi said, if I pat myself on the shoulder, if I give myself a credit, that means nothing. The honor that I have is not self-proclaimed. It was bestowed upon me by the Most High, the same Most High that you claim. You claim to be your own. You claim as your father. You claim to be your power. That's the one who gave me this honor. Read.
Yet ye have not known him, but I know him. And if I should say I know him not, I shall be a liar like unto you.
Right, you always try to say, you claim he's your power, you claim he's your God, but you don't know it. Why? Because you say you keep his word, but you're not in actuality. You do not keep the Most High's word. Read on.
I know him not, I shall be a liar like unto you.
Right. So if Yahawashi was to disown the Most High, would just be like just like the Pharisees who say one thing and does something else. Read on.
But I know him and keep saying.
But I know him and keep his saying.
Your father Abraham rejoiced to see my day, and he saw it and was glad.
Yeah. Your father Abraham rejoiced to see my day. So Yahawashi was going further. First he said that he knew the Most High, but now he said your father Abraham rejoiced to see my day. I mean, Abraham was glad to see him. Abraham was happy to see the Mashiach Yahawashi, and he saw it and was glad. Abraham saw Mashiach Yahawashi. Now this was really baffling to the Pharisees because they knew that Abraham died. When was Abraham on this earth? And what era time or what time? What timeline? Approximately. What of an idea? Yeah, I went in there a couple classes ago, particularly last week, about 2050, 2050 BC, approximately. That's when Abraham was born. Okay, which is about 1,950 years from Adam. So we gotta go to the scripture, Genesis. So read on.
Your father Abraham rejoiced to see my day, and he saw it and was glad.
Your father Abraham rejoiced to see my day, and he saw it. He saw Yahushua's day and was glad. Read.
Then said the Jews unto him, Thou art not yet 50 years old, and hast thou seen Abraham?
Read it again. Huh?
Then said the Jews unto him, Thou art not yet 50 years old, and hast thou seen Abraham?
Right. Then said the Jews unto him, and you must be losing your mind or something. You're looking at you, we see how old you are. You're not even 50 years old. And you say you've seen Abraham? Abraham, we know, died couple thousand years ago. How could you have seen Abraham when you were even 50? Read on.
Then said the Jews unto him, Thou art not yet 50 years old, and hast thou seen Abraham? Yahawashi said unto them, Verily, verily, I say unto you, behold, before Abraham was, I am.
Right? Yahawashi said unto them, before, verily, verily, I say unto you. Verily, verily, I say unto you. Verily mean what? No for certainty. It's not a speculation. No for certainty. I'm saying unto you, before Abraham was, I am. He didn't say before Abraham was, so was I. That's not what it says. Before Abraham was, I am. You know, it's always in existence. That's what Yahweh says. I am. I am meaning what? Not was, meaning, because when you were, that means you existed previously. But I am. I am before you were. So, you know, because in the beginning, just like Book of John, just get that. Book of John chapter 1.
The book of John chapter 1 verse 1. The book of John chapter 1 verse 1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with the Most High, and the Word was power.
Right. In the beginning was the Word. Who's the Word? The Mashiach Yahawashi was the Word. In the beginning was the Word. Read it again, huh?
In the beginning was the Word.
The Word was Mashiach Yahawashi. Read.
And the Word was with the Most High.
Read it just like it is.
And the Word was with God.
And the Word was with God. Now the word God means, what does the word God mean? What does the word God mean? Powers. Powers. Or it could mean power. In the beginning was the Word, which was Yahawashi. And the Word was with God. What was that? And the Word was the powers. And the Word was with the powers. In the beginning was the Word, Yahawashi, and Yahawashi was with the powers. Now, who are the powers? In the Bible it says God, but in the Hebrew it says Elohim. What does Elohim mean? The powers. Mm-hmm. What made it the powers? The Most High, Yahawashi, and the angels. Mm-hmm. There's the powers. So in the beginning was the Word, which is Yahawashi, and the Word was with the powers, which is the Most High, and the angels. Read.
And the Word was with God.
And the Word was with the powers. Read.
And the Word was with the Elohim.
Want me to Google or just say in English?
In English.
Okay. And the Word was with the God.
Read it again now. The Word was God.
Okay, read it all.
Read it over again from the top.
In the beginning was the Word.
Right, which was Yahawashi. The beginning was Yahawashi.
And the Word was with God.
And the Word was with God, the powers, which was the Most High, the angels, and himself. He was amongst the Most High and the angels. Read.
And the Word,
which is Yahawashi,
was God.
Was a power. See? First, a lot of people, this is where the Christians will go off now. They see? That's why they say, that Christ is God. Based on what they're reading right there.
Right.
In the beginning was the Word. And the Word was with, the fact that it says the Word was with God, meaning that implies that you were with someone other than yourself, other entities besides you. You were with them. Understand? You were with them. So you have to have an understanding of basic understanding of the Hebrew to understand. Even a comprehensive honest, reading comprehension can let you know that you were with someone, meaning there were other people besides yourself. You're not schizophrenic or not. Right. And the Word was God. You know what? You were one of the powers. So the word God, in its plurality, in Elohim, powers. So the word was God. I mean, Yahawashi was one of the powers. Okay. Now also get Daniel chapter 7 and 9. Also to break down that when it said, when Yahawashi told the Pharisees that, hey, before Abraham was, I am. I just went there to show that Yahawashi was always there with the Most High and the angels from the very beginning. Daniel 7.
The book of Daniel, chapter 7, verse 9. The book of Daniel, chapter 7, verse 9. I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit.
And the Ancient of Days did sit. Who's the Ancient of Days? Yahweh, the Most High. Huh? And he did sit, meaning he had a body. Okay? And the body was, as a reader, we see that description of that, the description of a so-called black. Read on.
And the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow.
Whose garment? He was wearing a garment. The Ancient of Days, the Most High was wearing a garment. He had a body, and the body had to have a color. It was transparent. Okay, so no one put it out as a spirit. No one knows. That's nonsense. The scripture telling you otherwise, plainly. Read on.
And the hair of his head like the pure wool.
And the hair of his head was like the pure wool. We all know who has, which race or ethnicity of people have woolly hair. So-called Negroes. That's in right there. The race of ethnicity of the Most High. Ancient of Days. So-called that. Read on.
His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire.
Get to where he said on that. It was brought to the Ancient of Days. The verse 13.
The book of Daniel, chapter 7, verse 13. I saw in the night visions, and behold, one like unto the Son of Man.
One like unto the Son of Man, which is Mashiach Yahawashi, read.
Came with the clouds of heaven.
Came with the clouds of heaven, his transportation system, read.
And came to the Ancient of Days.
And it came to the Ancient of Days. So Yahawashi was being brought from one location to the next. To the Ancient. When you come to somebody, that means you're coming from another location. So Yahawashi will be brought on the clouds to the Ancient of Days. More?
And they brought him near before him.
And they brought him near before him. Before that, he was what? Some distance away. So he was brought to the Most High. Showing that there were two different entities. Understand? The Mashiach Yahawashi and the Ancient of Days, which is the Most High. Okay, which along with the angels make up the powers who were in the beginning. That's what Yahawashi said to the Pharisees before Abraham was, I am. Meaning what? I always existed with the Most High. Now go back to John 8:58. Then we're going to go to Genesis 14.
The book of John, chapter 8, verse 58. Yahawashi said unto them, Verily, verily, I say unto you, behold, Abraham was, I am.
Read it again, huh?
Book of Genesis, the book of John, chapter 8, verse 58. Yahawashi said unto them, Verily, verily, I say unto you, before Abraham was, I am.
Right. So Yahawashi let them know unequivocally, beyond a shadow of a doubt, before Abraham was even conceived, he existed and does exist. Understand? So when they were asking him, why, hey, you're not even 50 years old, you're talking about you named Abraham. But let them know, I was always in existence, and I'm still in existence before Abraham was even born. Okay, now let's go back to Genesis chapter 14, verse 14.
Book of Genesis, chapter 14, verse 14. Genesis, chapter 14, verse 14. And when Abram heard that his brother was taken captive, he armed his trained servants, born in his own house, 318, and pursued them unto Dan.
Right. So Abraham, if you read on this from verse 1, you can read that in your own time. See, because for lack of time, we're gonna go straight to the essence of it. There's a war going on between Lot. We know that the history of Abraham and Lot, because they had so much flock. They couldn't share the same space, so they had to basically separate. So Lot ended up going to Sodom and Gomorrah because he looked, they saw he looked land of they said green on the other side, suitable for Peter's flock. So he ended up in Sodom and Gomorrah. Now the kings of Sodom and Gomorrah are having a war going on with the kings of the areas, and they invaded Sodom and Gomorrah and took some of the Sodomites, Gomorrites captives, including Lot. So when Abraham heard of it, now he got his trained men. Remember, the Most High is a man of war, and men who worship the Most High, fear the Most High, who are also men of war. Abraham were trained men, so Abraham wasn't a punk. And it's like Abraham trained men who were capable of defending themselves, because there was always altercations, situations where the warfare potentially between him and people who come into contact with. So there was always prepared. So you had this 300 trained men that he gathered together, and they were on the way in pursuit of these kings that had captured Lot. Read on, verse 15.
Verse 15. And he divided himself against them, and he and his servants by night, and smote them, and pursued them unto Hobah, which is on the left hand of Damascus.
Right. So even with like a general right there, right? Divided the way this the way this organized soldiers, military wise against this army. We went up against an army of another nation who took Lot, his nephew. And the Mosai, of course, the Mosai was with him. So the Mosai delivered Lot into Abraham's hand. Read.
And he brought back all the goods, and also brought again his brother Lot, and his goods, and the women also, and the people. And the king of Sodom went out to meet him after he returned from the slaughter of Sheor
God.
and of the kings that were with him at the valley of Shaveh, which is the king's Dell.
Right. So the king of Sodom, of course, was happy to know that Abraham, retrieve Lot, and I guess and all the Sodomites, and all the goods that were taken from them, plus other goods that he got from those kings who had invaded their territory. Read.
And Melchizedek, king of Salem,
And pay close attention to this now. And Melchizedek, king of Salem,
and Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought forth bread and wine.
He brought forth bread and wine.
And he was the priest of the Most High God.
So this Melchizedek was a priest of the Most High God. So right now we're reading about the priesthood. So the priesthood of the Most High didn't start with the Levites, with Aaron. But this was long before Aaron.
Oh yeah.
Aaron wasn't even born yet. You know what I'm saying? Abraham didn't even have any children yet. And we all know that, the 12 tribes came out of Jacob, who came out of Isaac, who came out of Abraham. But they weren't even born yet. But we're reading right here about the priest of the Most High.
That's right.
Who Melchizedek was. Read.
And Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought forth bread and wine, and he was the priest of the Most High God. And he blessed him and said, Blessed be Abram of the Most High God, possessor of heaven and earth.
Right, and the priest Melchizedek blessed Abraham. That is, it was Abraham. It wasn't Abraham yet. Abraham. Blessed be Abraham of the Most High power, Yahweh, possessor of heaven and earth. That's who the Most High was and is. Read.
And blessed be the Most High God, which hath delivered thine enemies into thine hand. And he gave him tithes of all.
Right, and Abraham gave Melchizedek, priest of the Most High, tithes of all. So tithing didn't start with the Levites. It didn't start with the priesthood in Israel. It started long before that. Read.
And the king of Sodom said unto Abram, give me the persons and take the goods to thyself. And Abram said to the king of Sodom, I have lifted up my hand unto the Lord.
Right. So I just went there to show you that how Abraham met Melchizedek. So as we go on, we're going to see who is this Melchizedek. Okay, we're going to see. Now get also Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 15.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 18 verse 15. The book of Deuteronomy chapter 18 verse 15. The Lord thy God will raise up unto thee a prophet from the midst of thee, of thy brethren, like unto me. Unto him ye shall hearken.
That was read on number 18.
According to all that thou desirest of the Lord thy God, in Horeb, in the day of the assembly, saying, let me not hear again the voice of the Lord thy God, neither let me see this great fire any more, that I die not. And the Lord said unto me, they have well spoken that which they have spoken. I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren, like unto thee, and will put my words in his mouth.
Right. So the Most High said, I'm telling Moses right now, who will come out of Egypt. I kind of fast forward a little bit. Moses was telling Abraham, telling Moses right now, that he's going to raise up a prophet like unto Moses. And unto that prophet, the Hebrew Israelites, the children of Israel, should look. Understand? Because the Most High is going to put his word into his mouth. Just like put the words of he put his word into Moses' mouth for the children of Israel to take heed to. He's going to do the same thing to a prophet who's going to raise up of the children of Israel. And to him, that prophet, children of Israel should take heed to and look to and obey, because he's speaking the words of the Most High. Now get to Hebrews chapter 6.
They try to say that's Joshua.
Right.
Some of these guys, the Old Testament, try to say that's Joshua that he's talking about.
Hebrews 6, verse 19.
The book of Hebrews chapter 6 verse 19. Hebrews chapter 6 verse 19. Which hope we have as an anchor of the soul, both sure and steadfast, and which entereth into that within the veil, whether the forerunner is for us entered, even Yahawashi made it high priest forever after the order of Melchizedek.
Right. So the scriptures right there tell us the Mashiach Yahawashi was made an high priest for Israel, because we know this is way after we came out of Egypt with Moses, living the homeland, and we got besieged and oppressed and basically captured by the Romans, colonized by the Romans in our homeland, we came on that. Homeborn slaves. And they needed to be delivered from the oppression. Because we were dead in sin, needed to be atoned for. And since the priesthood in Jerusalem, the temple was going to be destroyed, and the animal sacrifice was coming to the end, and the Most High came to the end rather, because this is after the Mashiach Yahawashi. After the Mashiach Yahawashi was crucified and resurrected, the priesthood came to an end. Mashiach Yahawashi was made the high priest of Israel after the order of Melchizedek. All right, go to chapter 7. Hebrews 7. Yeah, Hebrews 7.
Look at Hebrews chapter 7, verse 1. For this Melchizedek, king of Salem, priest of the Most High God, who met Abraham returning from the slaughter of the kings, and blessed him, to whom also Abraham gave a tenth part of all.
Right. For this Melchizedek, king of Salem. What is Salem? Or where is Salem? What does Salem mean? Melchizedek was what? King of Salem. What does that mean when it says king of Salem? Is Salem a place? Is that a place? What is Salem then? Melchizedek, king of Salem. Does that mean like a king of England? Huh?
Says to be
Oh, what did you Google it?
Yeah. Another word for Jerusalem.
Huh?
Another word for Jerusalem.
Not really.
No.
King of Salem.
Peace.
Exactly. Is peace a place? It's a state of mind. A state. To the king of peace. Why did Melchizedek have to be king of peace? Peace, for him to be king of peace, that implies that what? There was war, right? There had to be war. Someone had to make intercession. Someone had to be a mediator between an arbitrator between the forces or at war. For this Melchizedek, king of Salem, priest of the Most High God, he was priest of the Most High God, who met Abraham returning from the slaughter of the kings and blessed him. So we just read that in Genesis 14:4. So he was king of peace. Melchizedek, king of peace. Read.
For this Melchizedek, king of Salem, priest of the Most High God, who met Abraham returning from the slaughter of the kings, blessed him, to whom also Abraham gave a tenth part of all.
To whom also Abraham gave a tenth part of all. So Abraham gave Melchizedek, priest for the Most High, king of Salem, king of peace, tithe, 10% of everything that he got from 10% of the spoils he got from those kings that invaded Sodom and Gomorrah. It took away a lot. Read.
To whom also Abraham gave a tenth part of all, first being by interpretation king of righteousness.
Right, that's the interpretation. King of righteousness. Read.
And after that also king of Salem, which is king of peace.
And also king of Salem, which is king of peace. So Melchizedek was king of righteousness because what? King of the Most High. He's a priest of the Most High. It's about it's an earth whose job was to establish righteousness. And he's a king of peace. He bring about peace between the Most High and whoever were at odds with the Most High. Whoever was in a spiritual warfare with the Most High. What was my question?
Yeah, that was a question, right?
No.
Okay.
Read on. You read verse 3 now.
Without father, without mother,
Without father,
without mother,
without mother,
without descent,
without father, this is very important to understand. Who on earth ever existed without having a biological earthly father or a biological earthly mother? No one. Without descent, meaning what? No one came from him. Read.
You want to read that?
Huh? What do you got?
Wisdom Solomon 7:1.
No, it's not.
Sure?
No, yeah.
All kings are born in the same way.
Go ahead and read it. Read all the way through.
Book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 1. I myself also am a mortal man, like to all, the offspring of him that was first made of the earth. And in my mother's womb was fashioned to be flesh in the time of 10 months, being compact with blood of the seed of man, and the pleasure that came with sleep. And when I was born, I drew in the common air and fell upon the earth, which is of like nature, and the first voice which I uttered was crying, as all others do. I was nursed in swaddling clothes, and that with cares. For there is no king that had any other beginning of birth.
There is no king that had any other beginning of birth.
For all men,
Other than from the pleasure of sleep, which you know that is talking about sex, sexual intercourse. So Solomon let him know that he was born just like any other king was born through sexual intercourse. Because there was no king, nobody on earth ever existed without a sexual intercourse of the mother and the father and conception. Read.
for there is no king
No king
that had any other beginning of birth. For all men have one entrance into life.
Right. All men had one interest in life. Even Yahawashi. Even Yahawashi, when he was conceived with Mary and Joseph. Read.
And the light going out.
Right. Now go back to Hebrews. Hebrews 7, verse 3.
Book of Hebrews, chapter 7, verse 3. Without father,
Without father,
without mother,
Melchizedek had no earthly father, had no earthly mother.
without father, without mother,
Without father or mother, without descent, read on.
without descent,
Without descent, meaning they didn't have any children.
having neither beginning of days,
Having neither beginning of days, where did you come from? Who can exist on earth not having any beginning of days? We just read it in Wisdom of Solomon. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7. That no king or nobody ever existed on earth without going through the proper the channel of the biological channel of conception, the man and the woman. Read.
having neither beginning of days nor end of life.
Nor end of life. That's what Yahawashi is. He's got to be an angel who came down from the Most High on earth to establish peace between the Most High and man, and to bless Abraham. That's why in John 8:50 and 58, Yahawashi said, before Abraham was, I am. He has no end of life. He always existed and always exists. Before Abraham was, I am. He has no beginning of days, having neither beginning of days nor end of life. Understand? He was always there from the very beginning with the Most High. Read.
But made like unto the Son of God.
But made like unto the Son of God. He is the Son of God. Melchizedek. A lot of people say, oh, likened to the Son of God. But if you read this without the Father, that's talking about earthly Father, then already come to be in existence then. An angel coming down from the Most High, coming down on earth to do the Most High's work, to meet Abraham, or to bless Abraham. Read.
Abideth a priest continually.
Abided a priest continually. So he's always a priest in the Most High. He was a priest. He was a priest of death, Prince of Peace, Prince of Salem. When he met Abraham, and he continues to this day, he's a priest. Are we gonna go to other scriptures? Go on, read on. Now I get to it.
Now consider how great this man was, unto whom even the patriarch Abraham gave the tenth of all of the spoils.
Right, that's how great the man was. Even the patriarch Abraham gave a tenth of the spoils. Read.
And verily, they that are of the sons of Levi, who received the office of the priesthood, have a commandment to take tithes of the people according to the law that is of their brethren, though they come out of the loins of Abraham.
Right, see that? They came under the loins of Abraham, the Levites, and they were given the office to collect tithes from the brethren, the other tribes. So the priests and the Levites now became like the interim priesthood until Yahawashi came back into the mix as a priest. So Yahawashi was a priest in the very beginning, and he's a priest today. So the Levites were the priests during the time of us coming out of Egypt, and until we fell away, until we became exiled. Because there's always got to be a case. Hold on, give me Ezekiel 13, little sanctuary.
Ezekiel 11 and 14.
11, 14, yeah, give me that. The Most High never abandoned us. Man. The Most High is always with us. There's always a chance, an opportunity where we can ask for repentance, ask for atonement for transgression. Way back then, you didn't talk about Melchizedek, you didn't talk about Aaron and the Levites, and now you talk about Mashiach Yahawashi. Read.
Yeah. Verse 16.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 11, verse 16. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 11, verse 16. Therefore say, thus saith the Lord God, although I have cast them far off among the heathen.
And right now we are far off amongst the heathens, scattered around the four corners of this earth. Read.
Though I have cast them far off among the heathen, and although I have scattered them among the countries, yet will I be to them as a little stationary in the countries where they shall come.
Right. Though we are far off among the heathens and scattered amongst the countries, yet will the Most High be to us a little sanctuary in the countries where we should come. How is the Most High a little sanctuary amongst us? We can come together, but how are we able to ask for atonement or for repentance and forgiveness of our sin unless there's some kind of a priesthood? Because we have to go through a priesthood who's going to make intercession on our behalf to the Most High, who's going to reconcile us back to the Most High. And the Aarons the Levites aren't in the office right now doing that. Because our temple was destroyed, the Most High removed the Levites out of that position. So who's going to do it now? Mashiach Yahawashi. You know, the Mashiach Yahushua is that is no atonement of the transgressions. That's what we're reading right here now in Hebrews. Go back to Hebrews. Verse 6. 7 and 6.
The book of Hebrews chapter 7 verse 6. Book of Hebrews chapter 7 verse 6. But he whose descent is not counted from them received tithes of Abraham.
But he whose descent is not counted from them, meaning what? The most Yahawashi is not descended from the Levites. But yet, of course, he could not have been descended from the Levites because he was before the Levites. He was an ancestor of the Levites. But he whose descent is not counted from them, Melchizedek, received tithes of Abraham. Read.
But he whose descent is not counted from them received tithes of Abraham, and blessed him that had the promises. And without all contradiction, the less is blessed of the better.
And without all contradiction, the less is blessed of the better. Read.
And here men that die receive tithes, but there he receiveth them, of whom it is witnessed that he liveth. And as I may so say, Levi also, who receiveth tithes, paid tithes in Abraham.
See that? The Levites who received tithes, because they came from the lineage of Abraham, in effect, they paid tithes to Melchizedek. All Israelites paid tithes. When we paid tithes, when Abraham paid tithes, he paid our tithes in effect for all of us to the Mashiach Yahushua and to Melchizedek. We read it right here, you can see is the Mashiach Yahushua. Read.
And without all contradiction, the less is better. The less is blessed of the better. And here men that die receive tithes, but there he receiveth them, of whom it is witnessed that he liveth. And as I may say so say Levi also, who received tithes, paid tithes in Abraham, for he was yet in the loins of his father when Melchizedek met him. And therefore perfection were by the Levitical priesthood, for under it the people received the law. What further need was there that another priest should rise after the order of the Melchizedek?
Right. Therefore perfection will get me all that, get me Leviticus 16 verse 18. If perfection was to be through the Levitical priesthood, for under it the people received the law, what further need was there that another priest should arise after the order of Melchizedek and not be called under the order of Aaron? So from the very beginning, it was not meant that the Levitical priesthood was going to be perfect. It was just to bring us to the Mashiach Yahushua. 16 verse 18.
But Leviticus chapter 16 verse 18. Leviticus chapter 16 verse 18. And he shall go out unto the altar that is before the Lord, and make an atonement for it, and shall take of the blood of the bullock and of the blood of the goat.
Who's doing that now? Who's supposed to do this? The Levites, right? They shall go to the altar and take the blood of the bullocks. Aaron, Understand? You know, Aaron, exactly.
And of the blood of the goat, and put it upon the horns of the altar round about. And he shall sprinkle of the blood upon it with his finger 7 times. and cleanse it, and hallow it from the uncleanness of the children of Israel.
Read.
And when ye have made an end of reconciling the holy place and the tabernacle of the congregation and the altar, he shall bring the live goats, and Aaron shall lay both his hands upon the head of the live goat.
Right, so the blood of these animals, the bullocks and goats, and so on, was supposed to be the atonement of our transgression. That was a role that Aaron and the Levitical priesthood was to play on behalf of Israel to make atonement for our sin when we commit the transgression against the Most High. But we read right here, we go back to Hebrews now. Go back to Hebrews now, we read in Hebrews that was not supposed to be the case.
But
permanently. That was basically like a rehearsal. It's a Mashiach Yahawashi who was up to the similitude of Melchizedek, who was going to play that role. Read.
The book of Hebrews chapter 7, verse 11. If therefore perfection were made, whereby the Levitical priesthood, for under it the people received the law, what further need was there that another priest should rise after the order of Melchizedek?
Right. That wasn't supposed to be the case where that with the blood of animals will take away sins permanently. Read.
And not be called out of the order of Aaron, for the priesthood being changed.
For the priesthood being changed. So the priesthood is being changed. How was the priesthood being changed? How was the priesthood being changed? And what did it change from? The priesthood is being changed from the Levitical priesthood. So who changed to what? To Yahawashi. Yahawashi is the priest. Now get Matthew 27, verse 50. Old Hebrews, Matthew 27, verse 50.
The book of Matthew, chapter 27, verse 50. Yeah, the book of Matthew, chapter 27, verse 50. Yahawashi, when he had cried again with a loud voice, yielded up the spirit.
Right. That's Yahawashi when he was on the cross, who was crucified by the Romans. Yahawashi, when he had cried again with a loud voice, yielded up the spirit. You know what? Gave up the spirit that he died a physical death. And the spirit went back to the Most High. Read.
And behold, the veil of the temple was.
Behold, the veil of the temple. Now, in the physical temple, there was a veil. And behold, the veil, read on.
And behold, the veil of the temple was rent in twain.
And the veil of the temple was rent in twain. What does that mean? Literally, what does that mean? What does twain mean? What does twain mean? Twain. It was rent. What does rent mean? It was rent in twain.
Oh, ripped in two.
What does rent mean? Tear.
Yeah.
Right. In twain, what is twain?
Two.
Twain, that's all English. Twain means two.
Mm-hmm.
So the veil was ripped in two. Read 51 again.
The book of Matthew, chapter 27, verse 51. And behold, the veil of the temple was rent in twain.
And the veil of the temple was rent, was ripped or torn in two. Read.
Was rent in twain from the top to the bottom.
From the top to the bottom. So the veil was ripped in two. From the top to the bottom. Read.
And the earth did quake and the rocks rent, and the graves were
And
opened,
the rocks rent, the rocks ripped up, torn up. Read.
and the graves were opened, and many bodies of the saints which slept arose.
Right. And the graves were open, and many bodies, many people were dead, arose when the Mashiach Yahawashi, when the Mashiach Yahawashi died. Because basically when he resurrected, they also resurrected him. But the significance of the veil of the temple being twain is that the priesthood does now be changed. When Yahawashi was crucified and rose, the significance of the temple, of the veil in the temple being torn, ripped in two, was that the priesthood, the Levitical priesthood, was no longer in existence. Now it's the Mashiach Yahawashi who's the priest who's going to make intercession for Israel. Are you following right? Yeah, we're going to go back to Hebrews 7. Yeah. You know part of that? Because we just read in Hebrews 7, yeah, that the way it says that, I mean, if it was, go back to Hebrews. I just read it to show the temple, or the veil got ripped in two, to show that, you know, there's a change in the priesthood now. Yahawashi is not the priest.
That's right.
Understand? It is through Yahawashi that we're going to make atonement. And of our atonement made a reconcile back to the Most High, not to the Levitical priesthood. Because that priesthood, because you're in captivity, no longer exists. You're in captivity now. Even the Levites and Aaron, the sons of Aaron, leave all 12 tribes are in captivity right now. The temple was destroyed by the Romans. Our people don't even know who they are. But the Most High, like just like read in Ezekiel 11, always has a what? A little sanctuary. Even though people don't know who we are, when the Most High started waking us up and revealing the Mashiach Yahawashi to us, when we read in the scriptures, it says, get me Malachi. Before we go to Hebrews, get Malachi 4. One second. I think 4 to 4 first. The heart of the fathers.
That's 6.
We from 5.
The book of book of Malachi chapter 4 verse 5. Malachi chapter 4 verse 5. Behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day.
Right. Moses said he's going to send Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Most High. Read on.
Before the great and dreadful day of the Lord. And he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children.
And he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children. Elijah, which we know by the scriptures that Elijah is John the Baptist. Right?
Right.
And he shall turn the heart of the fathers. What is the heart of the fathers? And he shall turn the heart of the fathers. The minds of the fathers. Okay, meaning what? What does that mean? That John the Baptist is going to turn the minds of the fathers to the children. In Hebrews 8. And then also Jeremiah 6:16. I'm sorry. Job 8 and 8. Sorry, Job 8 and 8.
book of John, chapter 8, verse 8. For inquire, I pray thee, of the former age.
Right. That's what we're gonna do. Inquire of the former age. We gotta inquire how things were back in the days of our forefathers. That's how the prophet, understand, was gonna turn the heart of the fathers to the children. That's how the prophet should turn the heart of the fathers to the children of Israel. By having us inquire of the former days. Inquire of the mindset of the righteous men of Israel. And follow that path. Read.
For inquire, I pray thee, of the former age, and prepare thyself to the search of their fathers. For we are but of yesterday, and know nothing.
No, we don't know nothing. We are but of yesterday. Meaning what? We haven't been on earth long enough to have any kind of experience where we can know how to righteously serve the Most High of our own accord. We have to inquire of our forefathers and see how they did it and how they were connected to the Most High based on how they served the Most High and do likewise. That's how the prophet John the Baptist will turn the hearts of the fathers to the children. When we start having the same insight and mindset that our righteous forefathers had, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and righteous men of Israel. Is there more?
Read
on.
Because our days are upon earth are a shadow.
Right, our days upon earth are a shadow. Don't last very long. Now give me also Jeremiah 6:16.
Most? Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah, read that.
Shall not they teach thee and tell thee and utter the words out of their heart?
Right, exactly. Shall not they teach us, the ways of our fathers teach us, and honor the words of their heart, of their mind? Yeah. That's why get me Jeremiah, where's the word for time, the word for learning? That's because we're not going to physically see our forefathers. So how do we have the minds of our forefathers turn to us? The Bible. Yeah. 15:4.
Yeah.
Romans 15:4. Yeah.
The book of Romans chapter 15 verse 4. The book of Romans chapter 15 verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime.
For whatsoever things were written aforetime, mean what? Whatsoever things are written in this Bible from the days of our forefathers, read.
For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning.
Were written for our learning. That's how we have the minds of our fathers turned to us, the children of Israel. By reading this Bible and be connected back to the Most High. They were all written for our learning. Go back to where were you? Matthew? Go back to Matthew. Yeah, 27. Yeah, are you men here? Are the men here?
I guess.
Yeah, okay. All right. 27, what were you? 27. The veil, we rented the veil.
27.
Oh, we did read that, right?
Yeah.
Did you Matthew already?
Yeah, we went back.
Okay, go back to Hebrews then.
The book of Hebrews chapter 7. Hebrews chapter 7,
Verse 12. Yeah.
verse 12. For the priesthood being changed, there is made of necessity a change also of the law.
Right. What changed from the law? What law was changed?
Sacrifice.
Right. Sacrificial law. Right. So there's no need anymore for animal sacrifice. What about the other laws? Well, you know, what scripture? Give me that.
What is it?
Give me that scripture.
What did you say?
I'm asking what? How do you know what? Read verse 12 again.
Book of Hebrews chapter 7, verse 12. For the priesthood being changed.
Yeah, the priesthood being changed. How is the priesthood changed? How was it changed? Changed from what to what? The Levitical priesthood was changed. It's no longer the Levites. Understand? Because what? We are in exile and the temple got destroyed. So the priesthood, as it were, no longer in existence. Yahawashi is not the priest. Okay? There is made of necessity a change also of the law. What law? Sacrificial law is changed. And the question of that is, what about the other laws? Were the other laws changed?
No.
How do we know? Get it? Matthew 5:17.
Luke 24:4.
The physical temple is destroyed. Okay?
5:17.
Matthew 5:17. Picking up the right.
I hear that come to short.
No, I know. I heard Micah, that's why.
Matthew.
Oh, Lord.
Huh? Matthew 5:17.
The book of Matthew chapter 5, verse 17. Think not that I am come to destroy the law.
Right. Yahawashi did not come to destroy the law. Right?
Or the prophets.
Or the prophets. I mean what the prophecies that were written aforetime. Concerning him or anything else. Read.
I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. So everything that was written aforetime for the Mashiach Yahawashi, concerning the Mashiach Yahawashi. Get
Luke 16, 17.
any more?
Yeah, Luke 16.
Luke 16:17?
Yeah.
Okay, we get that.
Book of Luke chapter 16, verse 17. It is easier for heaven and earth to pass than one tittle of the law to fail.
Right. It is easier for heaven and earth to pass. Did heaven and earth pass?
No.
That's going to happen. That would happen before the laws of the Most High are changed. Understand? What was
Luke 24:44.
Yeah, Luke 24. We 27 then jump to 44. Right.
Baruch 4:1.
The law should endure for law forever?
Yeah.
Okay. Good precept.
Luke 24, what?
44. 44.
Read 27 first and 44.
Read verse 27.
Yeah.
The book of Luke chapter 24, verse 27. And beginning at Moses and all the prophets, he expounded unto them in all the scriptures the things concerning himself. And they drew nigh unto the village whither they went, and he made as though he would have gone further. But they constrained him, saying, Abide with us, for it is toward evening, and the day is far spent.
Good 44. So he basically made reference of the scriptures written by Moses and the prophets concerning him. Right? Verse 44.
Verse 44. And he said unto them, These are the words which I spake unto you while I was yet with you, that all things must be fulfilled, which were written in the law of Moses, and in the prophets, and in the Psalms concerning me.
Right. So we read in Deuteronomy 18 and 15 through 18, on the Most High said that he's going to raise up a prophet like unto Moses from amongst our brethren, the fellow Israelites, and unto him we should turn. Okay, that's one example. And also the Psalms are written up by Yahawashi, and also the prophets. Get on Isaiah 53. Isaiah 53. So I read verse 1 through 7.
But Isaiah chapter 53, verse 1, who has believed our report?
Who have believed the report of the Most High? Who have believed the report of the prophets concerning the Mashiach Yahawashi? A lot of people don't. Read.
And to whom is the arm of the Lord revealed?
Unto whom is the arm of the Lord revealed? The strength. What is the arm? The arm is the strength of the Lord revealed. Well, who's our strength? The Mashiach Yahawashi. Unto whom is it revealed?
For he shall grow up before him as a tender plant.
For he shall grow up before you as a tender plant. The Mashiach Yahawashi grew up before us as a tender plant from amongst her brethren.
As a root out of a dry ground.
As a root out of a dry ground. A root coming out of a dry ground means what? You don't expect it to come to fruition, to grow, to blossom. You don't expect it to endure. Can anything good come out of the Bethlehem?
Any good come out of
Yeah,
Bethlehem.
get me that. Get what is it?
No, it was in Nazareth.
Nazareth.
That
21:45.
Yeah, that's
Micah 5 and 2. What is that?
John chapter 1, verse 45.
Read it.
The book of John, chapter 1, verse 45. Philip findeth Nathanael and saith unto him, We have found him, of whom Moses in the law and the prophets did write, Yahawashi of Nazareth, the son of Joseph. And Nathanael said unto him, Can there any good thing come out of Nazareth? Philip saith unto him, Come and see.
Right. Can any good thing come out of Nazareth? Come and see. Because that's like a bad word or something, bad neighborhood or something. It's not in prominent people. One of prominence from Nazareth. No famous people. No people of sort of pedigree that that Republicans and prestigious people are expected to come from.
Any good come out of the pork and beans project?
You know what I mean? So
Right?
but the quote the scripture from the Old Testament. Is it Micah 5 and 2? Is it? I think it's Micah 5 and 2.
You make it 32 when it says in Bethlehem, though you be little among the thousands of Judah.
Yeah.
The book of Micah, chapter 5, verse 2. But thou, Bethlehem, Ephrathah, though thou be little among the thousands of Judah, yet out of thee shall he come forth unto me, that is to be ruler in Israel.
Right.
Whose goings forth have been from of old, from everlasting.
Yeah, that's another prophecy concerning Mashiach Yahawashi. Though you be little, it's a small town, not a big town, it's a small town, hardly anyone knows of it. No one expects anyone of prominence to come from it. Now go back to Isaiah 53. That's an example of how, that's Isaiah 53.
With Isaiah 53 verse 2, for he shall grow up before him as a tender plant.
Tender plant, very delicate. Some of his tender is always susceptible to destruction. Can easily get damaged. You have to be careful of you tread upon it. Right?
And as a root out of a dry ground.
As a root out of a dry ground, a root out of a fertile ground, and that's going to be strong. Like a root from along a river bank, it's well nourished. But a root out of a dry ground, it's not what there's no nourishing. So you're not expected to sprung to the prominence. That's how Yahawashi was described. Read.
He hath no form nor comeliness.
He had no form or comeliness. He wasn't someone that you could say a good pastor, physical posterity. Yeah, it wasn't a pretty boy. It wasn't like a rough around the edges or whatever. Was that he was well groomed or anything like that. They said it's a regular Jake in the hood. Didn't have the best clothing and all that. Read.
And when we shall see him, there is no beauty that we should desire him. He is despised and rejected of men, a man of sorrows, acquainted with grief, and we hid as it were our faces from him. He was despised, and we esteemed him not. Surely he hath borne our griefs and carried our sorrows. Yet we did esteem him stricken, smitten of the Most High, and afflicted. But he was wounded for our transgression.
Right. Who went through this beside the Master Yahawashi? Who was wounded for our transgression? Who was smitten? Nobody. When the Master Yahawashi went through all this, Isaiah 53 talking about the Master Yahawashi. Read.
But he was wounded for our transgressions. He was bruised for our iniquities. And the chastisement of our peace was upon him.
And the chastisement for what?
And our chastisement of our peace was upon him.
And the chastisement of our peace was upon him. What's Melchizedek? King of Salem, King of peace. The chastisement of our peace. So he was chastised and smitten, crucified to make peace with the Most High on behalf of Israel. That's why he's what? King of peace, King of Salem. It's like Melchizedek. More? Verse 7? Verse 8?
Verse 6.
Go on, read on.
Well, finish up 5. But he was wounded for our transgressions, he was bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him, and with his stripes we are healed. All we like sheep.
The chastisement of our peace was upon him. Read.
All we like sheep have gone astray. We have turned every one to his own way, and the Lord hath laid on him the iniquity of us all.
Give him Matthew 15:24 out there. What is sheep going astray? We're like sheep gone astray.
The book of Matthew chapter 15 verse 24. Matthew chapter 15 verse 24. But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Right. The sheep gone astray is Israel. And Yahawashi, who was smitten for our peace, was sent to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. See the connection, the precepts? That's what that's talking about. He was not sent but for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So we're the sheep that was going astray because we disobeyed the Most High's law, statutes, and commandments. And that's why he was bruised for our iniquity. And the trust on the pieces of him, transgression for pieces of him. Now let me top it off in Matthew 17, verse 1.
Book of Matthew, chapter 17, verse 1. Matthew, chapter 17, verse 1. And after 6 days, Yahawashi taketh Peter, James, and John his brother, and bringeth them up into a high mountain apart, and was transfigured before them. And his face did shine as the sun.
Right. After 7 days, Yahawashi taken Peter, James, and John his brother, and bringeth them up into a high mountain apart, and was transfigured. What does transfigured mean? Was transfigured before them. What does that mean? Transfigured. What does transfigured mean? What's figure? Yeah, your physical being. It's transfigured. What does trans mean? That I change. Its physical appearance is change. You saw that that's like a movie Transformer. Yeah, just keep changing. But his figure was transfigured before them. His appearance was changed before their very eyes. Read.
And was transfigured before them, and his face did shine as the sun.
And his face did shine as the sun. Read.
And his face and his raiment was white as light. And behold, there appeared unto them Moses and Elias talking with him.
And behold, there appeared unto them Moses and Elias, Moses and Elijah, talking with him. So Moses and Elijah was talking with the Mashiach Yahawashi. That's the vision. That's what Peter was saying up in the mountain when Yahawashi brought him up there. Peter, James, and John. Ready?
And Elias talking with him. Then answered Peter and said unto Yahawashi, Lord, it is good for us to be here.
So it was marveled, they were impressed. It's a good thing. I'm never what we've seen. No, it's a good thing that we're here to see all this. Read.
Then answered Peter and said unto Yahawashi, Lord, it is good for us to be here. If thou wilt,
if you want,
let us make here 3 tabernacles.
Let's make 3 tabernacles. When did the Most High say to make 3 tabernacles? The Most High never said to make 3 tabernacles. Let us make here 3 tabernacles. Read.
One for thee.
One for you, Yahawashi.
One for Moses.
One for Moses.
And one for Elias.
And one for Elias. Read.
While he yet spake, behold, a bright cloud overshadowed them. And behold, a voice out of the cloud which said, This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. Hear ye him.
See, why Peter was suggesting that, and they were pondering on it. A cloud in the heavens overshadowed them, and the voice of the Most High spake unto them, saying, This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. Hear ye him. So forget that notion about building a tabernacle for Moses and Elijah and the Mashiach Yahawashi. The Mashiach Yahawashi is the one. Just like you read in Deuteronomy 18:15, where the Most High said he was going to raise up a prophet from amongst his brethren, unto him he should turn. This is the Most High reinforcing that, reiterating that rather, that we should be giving obedience to Mashiach Yahawashi. Yeah, that's about it for today's lesson. I just went there to show the scripture to show how the Mashiach Yahawashi met Abraham met Mashiach Yahawashi. Melchizedek is Mashiach Yahawashi. You shut up and down. Melchizedek was before with Prince of Peace, King of Peace, who Yahawashi was and is. Understand? Melchizedek was with our father, our mother, with our beginning, our ending. And no one, we read in Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, but everyone was born through a woman by the seed of man. It's the sleep, the pleasure of sleep, as they say, with the sex, intercourse. That's how conception comes about. Understand? So anyone who does not fit, do not conform to that, you know they were sent down from heaven, which Melchizedek was. That's the only time the scripture mentions him in Genesis, except in Hebrew, when they were making reference to that. But there was no other mention of Melchizedek other than in Genesis 14 and in the book of Hebrews. The book of Hebrews was basically making reference to Melchizedek and making a parallel between Melchizedek and Yahawashi. So we could see that they are the same entity. Understand? The Son of the Most High. We just read right here in Matthew 17 that Yahawashi is the Most High's beloved Son. In him, in whom he is well pleased. Hear ye him. Right, and then now that's going to conclude today's service. And tomorrow, the Most High is willing, a shower service. We're going to have the shower service at noon. Noon right here on noon tomorrow, the Most High is willing. We'll go over the Torah portions. Done? Shalom, Yasharada, the water on the live stream and one tuning in. I imagine Wapanya, Yerushalayim, Standing Place, Jerusalem. Psalm 133. Shayar, Hama Ailwa, Lagawad, Hana, Ma, Tawa, Wama, Ayam, Shabbat, Akyam, Gam, Yakar, Hashaman, Atawab, Ayl, Haraash, Yarad, Ayl, Azakwan, Ha'arad, Shayarad, Ayl, Hayab, Marawak Yawa, Katal, Karamwan, Shayarad, Ayl, Araria, Azayawan, Hayab, Sham, Fazawa, Lahawa, Aburaka, Kayabam, Iwalam, Basham, Mashiach, Yaushan, Aman.
The book of Psalms, chapter 133, verse 1. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. It is like the precious ointment upon the head that ran down upon the beard, even Aaron's beard, that went down to the skirts of his garments. As the dew of Harmon, and as the dew that descended upon the mountains of Zion. For there the Lord commanded the blessing, even life forevermore. Amanau Yahweh, Ba'ashem Ashek Yahushai, the word from Yad, Amen.
Amen.